Hello, Liz Ann here from High Vibes Life, and I help people discover their worth, their power, and their personal magnetism. Today I am going to talk about over-identifying with trauma and how that can actually become a hindrance in our healing journey. So when we first begin a healing journey of trauma, it's so important that we tell our story and that we get validation for what we went through, and that we realize that we're not alone, and that all of what we feel and all of our emotions are okay. Sometimes when we've gone through a long period of healing and we've really started to shed some of those layers, somebody that's been through abuse and trauma did not really have an opportunity to develop a sense of who they really are and what they love. You know, we miss those early childhood years of just self-exploration. Our attention was out here on survival and reading people and making sure we felt safe and that we weren't going to be hurt. And so we never went through those normal childhood development stages of really just being able to be a little selfish and to think about, what do I like, and no, I don't want that. When you have an abusive parent and you say no about something, that can be a very dangerous thing to say. So then later, as we are healing, we discover that we have a sense of identity in the very fact that we came from an abusive background, and we discover, wow, that's not completely common. And we find that there's a lot of people that are actually very interested and intrigued and have things to say with us, say to us that is affirming, such as, wow, you really went through a lot, you're a strong person. And it starts to become our sense of identity. I am the one that was abused as a child by an alcoholic father who was a religious fanatic. And so what happens is that when it's time to move on and to heal and to start really trying to get a sense of who we really are, what we really love, what we really want, and we have to let go. We have to start severing that from our identity, and you'll find that that's a scary step to take, because what happens is you realize that without that identity, you feel like you're back to square one. Who am I? You know, what am I outside the girl that was abused? But it's so imperative that we let that go. It's something that happened to us. It's not what we are. And that we let that go so that we can start creating new identity and the type of dream life that we really want to create now. One of the ways that I teach in my course on genuine self-love, getting in touch with that new identity, is what I call creating your avatar. Before we became more aware and more healed, we've been creating our life up until now by default. And now we want to be conscious creators, and we want to create something new in our future, and we don't want to carry the old family legacy. We want to create something completely new. One of the best places to start is to create your avatar, to sit down and think about, who is that person that I am in the future that is exactly what I want to be? What are their values? What are their traditions? Another thing we'll do is we'll list our superheroes and what we loved about them. And it's just a really good way of starting to let go of that old identity, the victim identity, and to start making room for something new and start creating, because it is like, who am I? But it's also an empty canvas, and it's beautiful, and you are doing this consciously, where a lot of people didn't even go through abuse and didn't go through healing, are not doing this consciously. So it's actually a very exciting time that you can actually recreate yourself and create something that is amazing for your future. If you got some help out of this talk, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. All for now, see you later.